Yep. Okay. So I want to know what brought all this together.
It originally started out as a project to help launch a record. Because before I was just doing music, and I was on the Underdog movie soundtrack, and the album that came out called Hard of a Hustler. And I was like, well, how can I promote the next single? How can I share it? What can I make different about it that I hadn't done before? And I went to a Comic-Con. Someone's like, you should go to a Comic-Con and check it out. You could be a superhero. And I was like, nah, that ain't my lane, whatever. And I started, just looking at everyone and be like, oh, I could really do something like this. And I started off with a 4-page ash can, and it started going really well. And I was like, well, I gotta finish it. There's no way I can do a 4-page ash can and give people a little taste of a teaser.
Right.
I have to really get involved in this, because now I saw that doing comic books was very involved and meticulous, and it took a lot of work and development. And it was completely different from music. It wasn't as strenuous, but very strenuous, because there's way much more involved. Because now you're like, oh, the eyes don't look right, the eyebrows need to be like this. It's a lot of meticulous little details that go into creating the character. And I was like, oh man, I got to do something about this. So let me finish the story. So that turned into 6 issues, and to complete the story. And then when I got to what was happening in the world with technology, I was like, well, what I'm gonna do next? Well, I gotta come up with something that's gonna have people wanting to look at it, or even think about it, or have it in there like, oh, this is in my photo log, or something.
Exactly.
So I partnered up with a tech company named Edge XR, and came up with a concept to turn a comic book into AR, that's augmented reality. Because VR is really popular and people are doing it, and what made me think about that idea is I walked into a virtual reality room with my daughter, and we were playing these games with these zombies and everything, and oh man, look, check this out. I thought it was so real, I leaned on the car and fell over and pulled everything down. And my daughter, she was like, what happened? Oh, I broke the machine. I was like, this VR stuff is just real, too real for me. So I was like, what if I could do that with my comic book?
Exactly.
What if I could give people an experience inside the book? And I was able to come up with, a great demo to be able to show people what it looks like and how they can get involved in it by not just getting the book, but also be a part of the brand and get submerged in it too, because now they get a chance to see the characters come to life, better for storytelling, making your content more of a very popular and more current brand instead of I'm just doing a book. Now we have kids more likely to want to read it, they want to share it with their friends and families, and then it makes it so that they can be involved with all aspects of the book.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it really made a huge difference. And I'm glad I did it. I wouldn't have changed the way I did it at all. It started from a seed and got planted into a tree. Now this is where we're at.
What are you gonna do next? Because it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like just the fact that you actually can see the characters pop off the screen now.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next? Well, I have the VR that's next. And basically you can put yourself in the world of this comic book and actually be in it, no different than you are in any other VR. Which basically you can open up and change the character's clothes and, decide you don't want him to have an axe, but you want him to have like 2 guns, and start changing things out and stuff, and just play around with it and be able to kind of change the voice on it to your voice if you want to be involved, and really get people interacting so they're like, oh, I really like this, because now I can be him, or I can be the villain. Now I can be this person and your voice is on it, because there's an AR on it and it's a VR reality as well. So it's like you get to have both of both worlds. That's what's different about it. No one ever actually took their book and said, why don't you submerge yourself into my character and you can play him in this world.
Right, it's always been where you were just reading it, but you're not actually part of it.
Yeah, you're always reading, but you're never a part of it. And there's been a lot of studies showing that everyone takes in information differently. So you may have a good long-term memory, but a short-term memory. You may be able to store information that I can't. But what we have found is that when people are excited about something, they never forget.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're giving them the excitement of a character, the image pops off, the dialogue is there, and the voiceover. So now we got to see and hear and also be able to touch it so we never forget the image. And now we're not just reading the comic book, but you're actually learning to store information because you're like, oh, I remember that. No different than if your dad said to you, hey, let me help you show you how to, build a doghouse.
Right.
And he showed you, you might be like, yeah, I remember how it's done. But if he told you to go do it yourself, you might not be able to do it so well.
Exactly.
But someone is actually showing you, and that means giving you a good ability to broaden the way you learn things, So this is great because it's implementing the school system, and you can take this for kids. Every kid that came here said, I couldn't forget the images, and I just wanted to read it, and I wanted to learn it, and I could hear it, and I was just excited. They want more.
Right.
And that's really what happened. I didn't expect the turnout, but it got turned up. Yeah.
So where can people get this aside from here at the con?
Well, you can get it offline. You can sign up to the landing page at reignoftheunderdog.com. We release only so many issues at the Comic-Con, so people can get like a teaser, like a little taste of it. Right. You can go to the landing page and get on our order list. We'll have your email, and when it's available for you to buy, then you can get it offline. And Surgeons is actually a publishing company who actually published the book, and they actually did a great job of publishing it. That was a great team of people that came along on this journey, so it wasn't all me. It wasn't all me. It wasn't me by myself. No one does anything great alone, so I have to give props to Arvell Jones. He created the character Misty Knight that's on the TV show Luke Cage. Bob Wildcheck, this guy's in everyone's book in the industry. And
right.
Tom Ozakowski is one of the great letterers. He did the lettering and everything. And of course, I'm the creator and the author. And
Right
I wrote
on.
it and I did it. So, it was a good fit for everyone else. And, I had my man Cornelius come in and do the editing and the colorist and, all those people, Victoria, and, all those people that came along the way, and Derek, and help finish the book and make it an actual real product. And these are some of the artwork, and you get a chance to see how incredible that was. And it's really exciting because now people have one or more tools. Now they have great artwork.
Right.
They have a collector's item if they got it here at Comic-Con. And then they also have the option to go ahead and download the app and now turn it into AR. And I don't know if you saw it, but I want to show it to you. Can you give me my phone, please? Show you what it looks like so that everyone can kind of see what the excitement was all about. So we have a regular comic book, and most people are getting comic books because they love comic books. They're using them as collector's items, and they keep them at home.
Right.
Now my book, any tablet device, you can scan it. And then you can see the character came up off the page, just like that.
Nice.
You got the dialogue, you got the music in the background, you can hear it, you can see it, you can actually touch it if you wanted to. Well, that's actually my phone recording, but if you put your hand right there, you'd be like, wow, I had one of the kids like throwing little punches and trying to see what they could do because it came out of a book and not off a video game. So now it becomes where the family can all read this. You can connect it to any smart device you want, iPhone, Kindle, you name it. You don't have to get a special device or a special app. You just download the app from reignoftheunderdog.com. Once you download the app, you can access, whatever you want. Get the panels. You don't want the panels, you don't have to, but I think it's a unique twist to be able to take a book that you wanted, a book that you love, or something you wanted to read, scan it, and all the images come up off the page. Another great thing is you don't have to pick up the book anymore. Once you get the app, you're done. All you do is swipe, just like an ebook.
Oh, so then it just brings the book up on its
Yeah,
own.
just to bring the books up on its own. So now you done scan the book and you got a panel already.
So you could theoretically, you can read a comic book almost like you're watching a movie.
Exactly.
That's tight. I like that.
Yeah. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a new way of people can share and enjoy the content.
Yeah.
It's like this is, and you follow it. So it's like you go from one issue to the next, you get the complete story, you're waiting for the next issue, you press a button, You know, you get the next issue, you buy the next book, you get it, and you turn it into a whole collage where you have a catalog. You can go with your favorite pages, your favorite artwork. You can store those things. You can go into the app and also change the colors, the characters' clothes. You can get engaged in it, and then you have another button where you can go and do virtual reality and make it life-size and you at 360 in that world. We wanted people to get a full experience of this type of concept, and I started with Reign of the Underdog. Remember, it was 4 pages.
Yeah.
Now it's not. Now it's an AR, you know, comic book meets technology.
Right.
You know, who wouldn't turn that down?
Exactly.
Who wouldn't turn down a comic book and technology? We got everything else, video games, but no one has done the comic book into an AR version, an ultimate experience for the consumer to go in and actually engage with the character. These are interactive. It's not like the characters are standing there. They're actually literally whatever you see in that book, that's what's happening. If they're throwing knives, you're gonna see knives being thrown. If they're fighting and throwing punches, you're gonna see punches being thrown. You know, it's a great way to get people to get back into reading, collecting books, great artwork, and sharing it with their family and their friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I wish you the best, man, because this is
too.
amazing.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna make sure that everybody takes a look out of this. Remember, Reign of the Underdog featuring Lazarus. You guys gotta check this out, man. This is my son already got his copy and he's a nut. So thanks for tuning in and look for this. Seriously.